You see, there's nothing wrong or evil about money. Money is neutral.
Most people grew up with an unhealthy view of money.
Get your money right, son. Worry about the money.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso, keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time. Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you too. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So let's start your day right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Dan Lok. Also, if you want to have more self-love and confidence, check my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
Problem with young people, you're not good at anything. Oh, I'm so good. No, tell me the truth. You're not good at anything. After you practice martial art, you develop this natural self-confidence. Not cockiness, but you develop this natural self-confidence. People ask me all the time, Dan, why do you talk about money all the time? You see, there's nothing wrong or evil about money. Money is neutral. Imagine if you enjoy talking about basketball, Raptors, NBA, Canadian team, right? If you enjoy playing basketball or watching basketball, would you be ashamed to talk about basketball with your friends, your buddies? No, you wouldn't. Then why would you be ashamed talking about money? You see, you have a story in your mind right now about health, about success, about life, and also about money. You have a story in your mind right now, and guess who created those stories? Could be your parents, could be your relatives, could be the people that you know, you love, your brothers and sisters, your cousins. It doesn't matter, but you picked up those stories from somewhere. Remember when you were a little kid, the horror story, the scary story, the spooky story, the boogeyman hiding in the closet? Someone planted those thoughts in your mind, and someone planted those thoughts about money in your mind as well, that it's hard to get money, that rich people are bad, that you have to do something bad to make money, and it's one thing to make money, and it's very difficult to keep money, and if you make the money and now you lose it, then you look really, really stupid. It is simply not true. The people who are struggling with money, they're afraid to talk about money. And believe me, they do talk about money. The difference is they argue over money. Do your parents argue over money? Do you argue over money with your loved one, your spouse, your boyfriend and girlfriend? I remember one of the few times in my life that I saw my mom cried was because we ran out of money. So remember, money secret #1, money moves to those who are not afraid to talk about it.
Most people grew up with an unhealthy view of money. Some people think that money is everything, that the next person you see, the next customer you talk to, that's your next suit, that's your next car. And other people think that money is the root of all, right? Or the love of money is the root of all evil, right? To make money, you're evil, you're slimy, you're gross, you're ripping people off. Most people grow up in one of those two camps. That's the lesson that's been taught you by your parents. The truth is money is just a tool. Money is an amazing tool that lets you accomplish amazing things. And if you are an entrepreneur and want to have success, making money has to be in your top 5 list of priorities. If it is not in your top 5, then you're not making money. But it can't be #1. Money can't be your #1 priority. There has to be something that is more important than it, and that's your purpose. I don't really usually talk a lot about money on my videos. Maybe I should talk more about it. I think it's important. I think there's just so much out there that seems to be money, 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 that I'm trying to go against it to say, like, purpose is #1. You're built to serve. If you're just chasing money, you're never gonna win. I think I see too many entrepreneurs just chasing money, and so a lot of the content that I make is more purpose driven, but there's still, I think, a lot of people who are purpose driven, who've started a business for the right reasons, and they don't know how to make money. And so maybe I need to switch up some of the content that I make as well to help change the perspective around money. My personal view is I hate spending money until I'm making money. I love making money. It's not #1, right? Serving, believing entrepreneurs is #1. But again, it's in the top 5, because if I didn't make money, I wouldn't have a team. I wouldn't have people to help me make this video. It'd be me by myself trying to put together one piece of content, a week or maybe a day, just, filming by myself. But instead I have this team of people who I'm super appreciative of, and I can afford that because I'm making money doing the business that I'm doing, right? It's kind of important. When I look at Jeremy, who I invested into earlier this year. This is a great example of how I like to think, right? So Jeremy runs a YouTube consulting business. I invested into him. I had this dream in the desert. I'm driving through the desert on my tour in March-ish, February, around there, this year, 2019. And I have this idea that Jeremy, I want to start a YouTube consulting business with Jeremy. At the time, Jeremy was working at a grocery store, stocking shelves and checking people out. He asked me a bunch of times whether he could help me in any way, if he could walk my dog or buy groceries or like anything, just to help. And I'm like, I don't need somebody to wash my car or walk my dogs. And so, you know, I said no, but I love his hustle and energy and drive and just personality. And I thought he'd make a great entrepreneur, and he's capable of so much more than just working at a grocery store. And so I had this dream in the desert for some reason. Well, not a dream, I was driving, so I was fully awake. I told Nina, we need to get Jeremy on the line right now. I had this idea, so she messaged him on Facebook, and I said, I need to talk to him right now. And at first he wasn't available. I said, like, you got to get him on the Facebook Live right now. Like, I need to talk to him on the video right now. Because if I waited till tomorrow, I would have pushed it off, right? I got an inspired idea, let's go. And I said, here's this idea I've got. I want to teach you YouTube. I want to have you learn everything that I know about it, and I want to start a YouTube consulting business with you. And here's what you need to do. Are you in? And he said, yeah, I'm in. I want to do it. He didn't really know a ton about YouTube at that point in time, besides coming to my Thought Leadership Academy, I guess the couple months before. And I said, okay, before I come back, I'm going to be home in 2 months. Here's what you need to learn. You need to watch all of these videos where I talked about YouTube. You need to watch these other channels that talk about YouTube. You need to analyze data. You need to come up with suggestions and feedback. And you need to know when I come home, I was 90 days on the road. When I come home, you have to learn and know and understand it. You got to be an expert. And he's great at learning. So I thought he would crush it. Where I thought he might struggle is on the interaction and talking to clients, because he hadn't done that work before. So when I got home, the first step was, you're gonna hop on a free call. You're gonna give some free advice to people who've come through the Thought Leadership Academy and do YouTube audits on them. Tell them you're gonna record the call, and then I'm gonna listen in with you afterwards. And he did a great job. I knew he'd be prepared and have the research and know what he's doing, because he studies and he works like nobody else, but I didn't know he'd do so well and actually be able to handle the objections and handle the push and the movement to help them. And he's only gotten better with time too. But this is since we started the business together in April, and he's already building a 6-figure business from a guy who went from stocking shelves to now we're talking about how do we scale it up beyond him. He can only max out a certain number of clients and still serve them properly. Do we bring on somebody else underneath him and just keep increasing the prices? What kind of business did he want to build? 6-figure business, inside of 5 months. It's crazy, right? I mean, maybe not so crazy, but from an idea to action, but didn't spend any money to start it. There were no ads that were taken out. It was just research, hard work, hustle, outreach, telling people he can help them. And it was him reaching out to people who he thought could really benefit, that he had knowledge that could help them, and saying, I'd love to set up a free call with you. And he set up these half-an-hour calls where he was walking through and giving them advice. And he had 3 big ideas for each client. And most people wouldn't then hire him. Like most people who come on a call, they're not going to hire you right away. But you hit a certain percentage, right? And you get better in targeting who you're going to go after and reach. And so now he's built a 6-figure business and plus. Now we're looking at really scaling up for next year. And so having this conversation, I guess, around money and how to build a business quickly without having to spend money, I think is important. And so maybe I'll try to include more of that content. I'd love to know your thoughts. That can be the question of the day. Let me know your thoughts. Do you want more content about making money on the channel? You can let me know in the comments below. But I'm gonna give you a 3-step process that I think will help you. Step number 1 is don't start spending money until you're making it. Don't spend money until you're making it. It's so easy to spend money. This is the thing when I was in venture capital raising money for companies. Everybody just showed how they're gonna spend money, but not how they're gonna make it, right? It's so easy to think about, if I only had $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, whatever, you can go buy all this stuff. Stop thinking about the money you don't have, right? Instead, you think about what you can do with what you do have. What can you use? You're a genius, you're resourceful, you've got ideas. How do you use that creativity? Instead of thinking the biggest problem is money, the problem is not money. The problem is you're not resourceful enough. Go off and solve that problem, right? Jeremy had a budget of 0 and still has a budget of 0 to build his business. And even if you're doing a product, right? You say, well, he's doing a service. Great. Maybe you actually start as a service. Maybe your product idea should start as a service to get close to your customers and build a reliable, repeatable income stream. But if you're going to do a product, you pre-sell, right? You pre-sell. You make a mock-up. And if you can't actually make like a mug to show, then you make a design of it, right? You do a mock-up. There's always a smaller way to get started, and you pre-sell. You're not putting enough hustle, energy, heart, dedication into it, and you're blaming lack of money. Too many people, maybe not you, but too many people. That's the problem. Don't spend money until you're making money. It's a great rule to start by. Number 2 is study wealthy people who share the same values as you. This is where it becomes particularly difficult, because you might look at some people who have money, who've made it, and you say, well, that person is such a whatever, right? That person is evil, or that person is whatever. Like, you come up with a story in your mind. And so even if you're looking at YouTube, whether you're looking at my content or Gary or Grant or Tom or Patrick or any of them, Mel, any of the people creating content, think about first, who do you resonate with on values, right? Maybe you love Gary and hate Grant, or maybe you love Grant and you hate Gary, or maybe you love Dan and hate Evan, right? Great, awesome. Go learn from that person. Go learn from that person, because the way that they think about money could be the thing that you need the most. And so surround yourself with them, watch their videos, read their books, go to their events, to see that somebody who has the same values as you can make money, so that it's possible. So that you don't feel like I'm a nice guy or a nice girl and I can never make money because I don't want to rip people off. There's lots of people who are making lots of money and not ripping people off. So find your favorites and model them and be around them and surround yourself with them, if only virtually, like even if you never meet them, if only virtually, so that their way of thinking, their thought process around money starts to seep into you. And step number 3 is understand that money lets you serve. The more money you have, the more you can serve, right? What happens if you're not making money? Then this thing that you love doing, this part, the last section in Built to Serve, if you guys don't have Built to Serve, you can pre-order in the link below. The last section of Built to Serve, the first part is all about finding your purpose, right? You were built to serve. How are you built to serve? The process is in here, right? The last section though is how to turn it into a business. Because if you found your calling, if you found the thing that is your purpose that you want to do for the rest of your life, but you can't turn it into something that's going to pay you, the problem is you're just doing it as a hobby for the rest of your life. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. You're still helping, you're still giving, you're still contributing, but you can only do it on the evenings and weekends because you're not making enough money to actually support yourself. So you have to have this job that, you know, maybe you hate, maybe you don't hate, but isn't actually your thing. And then when you get home, the last couple hours of the weekends, those hours you can use to fulfill your purpose. And that's great and that's noble. But what if you could turn your full-time thing into the thing that fulfills your purpose? So that 1, you're happier because you're doing more work on the thing that you love doing, right? But then 2, you can scale it up. You can hire people now. And now instead of just you part-time fulfilling your purpose, you have yourself and a whole team of people of 10, 100, 1,000 people all contributing towards your mission, which then allows you to give. Right, at every event that I do, there's always, usually we aim for 10% of people who are in for free, who couldn't afford it. Right, so on my tour, when we go on the workshop and the tour, we're doing 20-something cities over almost 90 days. 10% of the room will be free because they can't afford it, because maybe they're homeless. You wouldn't know it. There's a lot of people who are homeless that you would not know are homeless, right? Whenever I do my Thought Leadership Academy in Toronto, it's a I don't know, I forget what the ticket is, a couple thousand to come. There's always somebody in the room who's there on basically a sponsorship, right? It's a I don't want to say donation, it's when you give to education? I don't know. Anyway, we let somebody in for free. Somebody who can't afford it, somebody who I believe in, who I think has a message and will take a lot from this training, and they get in for free. And because I'm making money, that allows me to do that. If I wasn't getting paid at all from any of the people who come out, then I couldn't just do it all for free every time, because then I can't afford a location, I can't afford to have my team members, I couldn't be able to put it together. So understanding, making that shift in your head that money allows you to serve, that the more money you make, the more you can serve, the more you can help people. And if you actually want to fulfill your purpose, then you have to learn how to make money in your business. Now I have a special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, question of the day. Oh, I already asked the question of the day, right? The question of the day is, do you want to see more money content on this channel? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you're still here, I want to celebrate you. Give me a hashtag believe in the comments as well.
If I could go back to my 20-year-old self, what I would tell my 20-year-old self is one thing: get your money right, son. Worry about the money. And now I know a lot of people think that this is not the thing people should be focused on. However, on this planet, if you don't get your money right, you're going to be worried all the time. You can't take care of your parents. You can't take care of yourself. You can't take care of your rent. You can't live in a nice place. You can't take care of your car. Get your money right, okay? What should you be spending your money on? Why do wealthy people use money, not spend money? Why do wealthy people buy businesses? They don't buy homes. Why do wealthy people use debt to grow their business? They don't use debt to consume products and services. Why do wealthy people not invest in 401ks and SEPs and retirement accounts? They don't even worry about that. They worry about getting their money so freaking right that they can go wherever they want, day or night.
Hi, this is Dan Lok. If you're a fan of Evan's work, if you want to know exactly how to model my success, I want to invite you to join me for a special online training. All you have to do is click on the link below. You can join me for absolutely no charge. So click on the link below and I will see you in class.
If you want to know what Dan Lok thinks robs you of your potential, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
The minute you use the word can't, your brain stops working, stops looking for solutions. The minute you use I can't, well, that's it, I can't do it.